Relentless Voyager, Oak Hill, Esher. 3 horses yesterday at the Valley that absolutely dominated their respective races, and I thought I'd make a video to talk about them. This isn't officially a review show, it's just a review of these 3 horses' races and where I think I can see them going next in the future. I want to start with the stayer, Relentless Voyager, trained by Kieran Maher. Here's a replay of its win yesterday, rounding them all up with the 61.5 kilos. Mark Zara in the saddle. It was third up yesterday and it wins absolutely dominantly. Now, this race in the past for Kieran Maher, this particular benchmark 100, 2040 metre race on this particular day over the last 4 years in a row has seen some good Kieran Maher horses compete in it. Gonna get up a graphic in a second once this replay finishes, and I'll just roll through them now. So back last year, there was a horse that ran in this particular race called Duke de Sessa, who had the 62 kilos, finished 5th, beaten 5 lengths, goes on to win a Caulfield Cup. In 2023, Floating Artist wins this particular race. It got to a naturalism, then I think it got injured, so it was on a path to a Caulfield Cup. Smokin' Romans in 2022 finishes second and ends up favourite in a Caulfield Cup and running in a Melbourne Cup. And in 2021, Grand Promenade runs second and ends up starting third favourite in a Melbourne Cup. So this particular race on this particular day has been a good springboard for those Kieran Maher horses to put their hand up to be spring contenders. Relentless Voyager in this case, I was really impressed with its win, and I think it could end up in a Caulfield Cup. Melbourne Cup markets, it's $18. Caulfield Cup markets, it's $26. I think Relentless Voyager, the only thing I'm concerned about is it had the 61.5 kilos yesterday and it's won again. So its rating's going to keep going up. It might get a lot of weight in a Caulfield Cup. However, judging off how this horse ran yesterday, I think it's something pretty special. It was ready to do something third up. Soft ground, I think it likes. It was a soft 6 yesterday. It's been on good tracks all throughout its preparations so far, and on the soft 6 yesterday, seemed to really enjoy those conditions. Where do they go to next? In naturalism, then the Caulfield Cup is what I'd expect. There's plenty of options. I think they're going to wait until better races come around because I think its rating now will be too big of a weight for it to carry for an open handicap. So whether they freshen it up and go to the naturalism, they could freshen it up and go to a Group 1 Underwood Stakes on the same day, then a Turnbull and then a Caulfield Cup. Or they could go from a naturalism to a Caulfield Cup or from an Underwood to a Caulfield Cup. There's so many options for this horse and I'm very excited to see how it'll go. Not sure where they're going to go, but it's a very exciting horse. And $26 in the Caulfield Cup market at the moment, I think has some value. Let's move on to Oak Hill. It was a much anticipated race yesterday between Oak Hill and Mornington Glory. Oak Hill ends up getting the job done. This was its win yesterday. In the field of 5, it settled last as many expected. Blake Shin got going at the right time. Momentum was building at the right time and it managed to get the win by about a length or so. Could this horse end up in a Moir? I think it could end up accepting in a Moir Stakes at Group 1 level. Can I see it doing anything in a Moir? Probably not, even though it beat Mornington Glory yesterday, who was a Moir winner over this track and trip just last year. Just the way Oak Hill races, he missed the start by about a half a length yesterday. In a 1,000 metre Group 1 contest like that at the Valley, he's going to be back 7th or 8th and going to need a bit of luck. He keeps turning up, he keeps winning at the Valley, but it's going to be against Group 1 opposition if the Hayes boys do head in that Group 1 Moir direction. He's going to need everything to go right in a Moir for him to win. Let me know if you think he can win a Moir Stakes. Let's finish off with one of the most exciting 3-year-old fillies I've seen for a long time. Its name is Esha. This was its win yesterday in the 1,000 metre contest for 3-year-olds, race number 6. Possesses a great deal of early speed, was able to jump with the field, and then its early speed was just clear of the rest. Managed to get the lead and the inside and was able to get the job done. Over most of the sprint races yesterday, Esher was in the place he needed to be, but the way it just burned them with rubber around the corner and won impressively, it's a good horse. Now, where does Shane Nichols go from here is the big question. So the most logical target, I think, has to be the Quizette Stakes on Memsey Day in 3 weeks' time for 3-year-old fillies, Group 3 level, 1,100 metres. Got to be the most logical target for a filly like her. What I think would be great for racing and what I want Shane Nichols to do just for the pure spectacle is to chuck Esher in the Moir. 49 kilos, a horse that possesses a great deal of early speed, 49 kilos, Dean Yendall or someone like that in the saddle, and just see what happens. I think that'd be great for racing if they chuck Esher in the Moir. If I was training it and the owner of it, I'd want it to go to the Quisette and just follow the logical path, because I think it's a better chance in a Quisette. It'll probably start odds on in a Quisette compared to a Moir, where it'll probably start between $5 to $10, let's be real. So it's a really exciting filly, Esher. Going back through the past winners of the Quisette, the horses that turned out to be all right, Sunlight was one. Sunlight won the Quisette, then it had about a 7-week let up and had two runs before going into a Coolmore Stud Stakes and winning. I think that's what Esher could do. It could have a bit of a freshen up let up and the Coolmore could be its target. Another one that Shane Nichols had that won a Quisette in 7 or 8 years ago, I'm pretty sure it was I Am a Star. That horse was a bit different because it got to an Empire Rose at the end of its campaign over 1,600 metres. It was more of that middle distance horse. Esher, this is a really exciting filly. I can't wait to see where it goes next. Let me know what you guys think about Esher. Do you think it's as good as what people hype it up to be? Should it go to Quisette or a Moir? Let me know. Thanks everyone for watching this short review video. Let me know your thoughts on Relentless Voyager, Oak Hill and Esher. Recapping those futures markets that I said before, Relentless Voyager at $26 for a Caulfield Cup, I think represents some good value. Oak Hill at $12 for a Moir. I can't see it doing anything at Group 1 level just because of its racing pattern. And then Esher, $6 for a Coolmore, $9 for a Moir Stakes. Let me know where you think Shane Nichols goes with that horse. Thanks everyone again for watching, and until next time, bye for now.